Welcome into the Cowboys Report. As promised, folks, we're taking a look at some potential breakout players on the defensive side of the ball. No rookies were included in this video because that is cheating. Let's go to the defensive line edge rusher to start here. That is Randy Gregory, who I have always been a little bit more of the, okay, let's calm the expectations about the guy coming off suspension. He's tough to trust, whatever. But this year, I have consumed the Kool-Aid already. I thought in a too limited role last year, Gregory showed a lot of promise. 4 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, and a ton of pressures. And unlike in most of his years as an NFL player, this year, Randy Gregory actually gets an offseason. He gets a full preseason. He gets to fully be involved and ramped up in everything. So as the very obvious number 2 pure pass rusher, I'm kind of excited about Gregory this year. 3.5 sacks last year. I think he could double that this season. And again, more games too, 17, so you get the extra game to get maybe a half sack or whatever, because you don't actually get a sack per game. We got to stop thinking that way. I am drinking the Randy Gregory Kool-Aid. So I'm going to have our favorite game brought back right now. Over or under 6.5 sacks for Randy Gregory. This would be a career high for him. So get your votes in. O for over, U for under. I might look stupid in a couple months. I'm going to take the over on this one. Let's go to Donovan Wilson now, who I think is a pretty obvious breakout candidate. They finally played him. And once he got to start, imagine playing Darian Thompson over Donovan Wilson last year. Never made any sense. But Wilson has now unquestionably earned at least one of the starting safety spots for the Dallas Cowboys. I'd say probably strong safety. We'll see exactly what the coverage scheme ends up looking like there. But it seemed like last year, every opportunity, every play that was made was either made by Donovan Wilson or partially made by him. 3 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions, as the defense remember how to actually force fumbles later on and take the ball away later in the season. I am excited about Donovan Wilson. For starters, full offseason as a starter. That will benefit him. Also, wearing number 6 this year. Major upgrade over number 37. A way better look for a player. And he kind of also needs to break out and not become Xavier Woods 2.0 of, this is the year, and it never actually happens fully because the other safeties are not good. And maybe DeMonte Casey will be good. But Darian Thompson, bad. Israel Mukwamu, you're not going to get as lucky as the Cowboys do in the 6th round every time when it comes to the safety spot. Jaron Curse, Steven Parker, those guys are not that great. So you kind of need Donovan Wilson to have that breakout season truly in 2021, especially in the coverage area. So I want you guys now to name a breakout player on the defensive side of the ball. I still got a few more, but I want you guys to head down to the pinned comment on this particular video. If you get the ad break here on YouTube, go do it right now. Make your votes. Breakout player on the defensive side of the ball. The most popular name, and I know it will be, is Trevon Diggs. Now, he was thrown into the fire plenty as a rookie, often asked to cover the number 1 opposing receiver, which is rather rare for a player of his draft status, right? Now, make no mistake, Diggs was inconsistent, all right? 667 yards allowed is a pretty hefty amount there. 5 touchdowns allowed as well. Was targeted a pretty decent amount as well. He also made plenty of plays on the football. And I will take the 3 interceptions happily, even with against the 5 scores and the yards allowed. I think you'll see a step forward this year out of Trevon Diggs, who is once again unquestionably this team's number 1 corner. And he is going to be put into tough positions once again. And there will be moments in which he gets beat. And that's okay. That is literally life for every single corner in the NFL. They will not win even 50% of their reps. It's probably more like maybe you truly win 25 or so or 30 or so, and you're in a pretty good spot there. But I do think Diggs is going to have a significant breakout season entering year 2. You guys can download the News Break app by heading over to chatsports.com/CowboysNB. B. The link is right there at the bottom of your screen, because if you're like me, you don't get the paper delivered to you anymore. I think I'm going to see a lot of N's for no's with this questions, maybe a few Y's for yeses, but it's 2021. When I've lived on my own, I have never had a paper delivered to me. I don't need the paper delivered to me because I can get all the local news I need right on my phone from the Newsbreak app. So go download it today at chatsports.com/CowboysNB. That link will be put in both the comment section and in the description, where you can get all your essential local news, weather, politics, and even some sports videos from us here at Chat Sports. So go download that app today. For our next two players, we're focused on the defensive line interior. So who is more likely to break out? Is it Neville Gallimore? If so, type in NG. Or is it Trysten Hill? Type in TH. Ideally, both of them. Maybe none of them. But hopefully, at least one of them break out in 2021. Let's start with Neville Gallimore here, who I did see growth out of as the year went on, both in the run game and in the passing game. Now, make no mistake about it, Gallimore has plenty of growing to still do as he develops into a more full, well-rounded, immensely gifted, athletically though, NFL player. Now, the defensive line roles and rotation, a little bit murky in terms of how that will actually work out. But Gallimore flashed last year. It's not saying much, but it seemed like down the stretch, every single game, there was one splash play from Neville Gallimore, whether it was a tackle for loss, the half sack, a quarterback hit. He was often just making some splash plays. And on a defensive line where, as I mentioned, the exact rotation is not clear to me. I think there are roles for almost all of these guys. Neville Gallimore, Trysten Hill, Brett Urban, Osa Odighizuwa, and Quinton Bohannon are your typical 3-tech, 1-technique guys. Gallimore could do a bit of both. I don't want him two-gapping that much, but I think there is the opportunity for Gallimore under Dan Quinn to take a step forward this season. Is he going to become Grady Jarrett? No, probably not. Maybe he can have some Grady Jarrett-type moments, though, on the field. Now, if you guys want daily Cowboys videos, then subscribe right now. We know that a lot of you guys watch the show and yet aren't subscribed, which has never made sense to me because it means you miss out on videos. So if you want a video sent right to your phone every single day, hit the big red button right now. I will, I guess in the end, try to speak this one into existence. That is Trysten Hill, who was playing better in his second season. Unfortunately, also tore his ACL. And again, Hill has not played very much football for the Cowboys. I will not mention what they did with the draft in the end. I will try to avoid that one, even though I'm kind of not right now. Either way, you see the growth on screen, right? More snaps, doubled his tackles, almost doubled his pressure rate as well. That's a very good sign for a pass rusher there in the end. What actually gives me the most concern about Hill coming off the injury is this fact. Third year entering as a member of the Dallas Cowboys organization. In those 3 years, he has gone through 3 different defensive coordinators and 3 different defensive line coaches. That is not good for a young player. That is a developmental stunter type of event. 3 different styles and schemes and coaches is not good for growth and development. So hopefully year 3 leads to better things for Trysten Hill, assuming he's fully healthy and all that stuff, which I think he should be timing-wise. But it is a bit of a concern for Trysten Hill moving forward.